You're 14, standing in a temple. Men are staring at you, examining you, picking, choosing, like you're livestock at a market. This is your life now. Temple prostitute, sacred servant of the goddess, holy duty. Except you're worse than a slave, because slaves can at least complain without being told they're insulting the gods. Welcome to temple prostitution, where religion justifies exploitation, where gods demand your body, where sacred duty means slavery with a goddess-shaped loophole. Here's how you got here. Your family was poor, desperately poor, too many daughters. You were the expendable one, the extra mouth they couldn't feed, so they dedicated you to the temple, gave you to the goddess as an offering. Sounds holy, right? Noble? Spiritual? Like they're doing something good? It's not. It's abandonment. Your parents sold you. They just used a goddess as the middleman so they could sleep at night. Very convenient. You arrived at 7, too young to understand anything. You thought you were becoming a priestess, learning sacred rituals, serving the gods, important spiritual work. You were very wrong. At 12, the older women sat you down, explained your actual job. You serve the goddess through your body. Men come to worship. You help them worship. That's the euphemism they use. Help them worship. Very creative, very misleading, very much not. What's actually happening? You're 14 now. Been doing this for 2 years. 2 long years. Here's how it works. And by works, I mean destroys you while everyone pretends it's holy. Men come to the temple, regular men, merchants, soldiers, farmers, rich men, poor men, old men, young men, all kinds of men. They make an offering to the goddess. Money, grain, oil, wine, whatever they can afford. The bigger the offering, the better the girl they get. Then they choose. They walk past the girls. Look you up and down. Point at the one they want. You, or one of the 30 other girls standing here. You take them to a room, a small room in the back of the temple. Do what they want, whatever they want. You don't get to say no. That would be insulting the goddess. Afterward, you pray, clean up, wait for the next one. That's it. That's your sacred duty. That's what the gods require. Apparently, the temple keeps all the money. Every single coin. Every grain of wheat. Everything. You get food, shelter, a mat to sleep on. That's it. That's your payment for everything. This is considered generous. You're supposed to be grateful. You're supposed to feel blessed. You're told this constantly. This is holy, sacred prostitution, an ancient tradition. The goddess requires this. You're serving a divine purpose. You're chosen, special, blessed. But here's what nobody says out loud. Here's the truth everyone ignores. The goddess isn't the one benefiting from this arrangement. The temple is. The priests are. They're getting rich, building bigger temples, fancier altars, gold everywhere, new robes, better wine, and they're calling it religion. It's actually genius when you think about it. Take slavery, add a goddess, add some incense and prayers. Suddenly everyone's fine with it. Suddenly it's sacred instead of horrifying. You're 16 now. 4 years of this. 4 years of men, rooms, prayers. Repeat. You've learned to shut down, emotionally, mentally, completely. You have to. You can't survive this otherwise. You're not really here anymore. When a man takes you to that room, you're somewhere else, somewhere far away, somewhere safe, somewhere that doesn't exist. Dissociation, your brain's defense mechanism, your only way to survive without going completely insane. The other girls are your only family now. Your real family? Gone. They pretend you don't exist. You're dead to them. But these girls, they get it. They know. You protect each other, warn each other about violent clients, the ones who hurt you, the ones who don't care if you cry. You share food when someone's being punished, starved for days for some imagined offense. You cry together at night, in the dark, when the temple finally sleeps. These bonds are deep, real, more real than anything else in your life. Trauma bonding, survival bonding. Nothing brings people together like suffering for the gods together. Some girls try to escape, try to run away in the night, sneak out during festivals when everyone's distracted. It never works. Not once. Not ever. Temple guards catch them. Every single time. They know all the exits, all the hiding spots. They've done this before. Many times. They drag the girls back, punish them publicly. Whipping in the main courtyard where everyone can see. Days without food. Sometimes weeks. Then back to work. back to sacred service. The message is very clear. You don't leave, not ever. This is your life now, forever, until the temple decides you're too old, too used up, too worthless. You learned fast. Don't run, don't fight, don't resist, just survive, day by day, client by client, prayer by prayer. You're 20 now, 6 years of this. Your body's breaking down, fast, faster than you expected. Disease is everywhere, spreading constantly. Nobody uses protection. Protection doesn't exist. Nobody's invented it yet. You're playing Russian roulette with your health every single day, multiple times a day. Pregnancy happens. All the time. Constantly. Almost every girl has been pregnant at least once, some multiple times. The temple has solutions for that. Herbal abortions, dangerous ones, painful ones, sometimes fatal ones. Girls die from them, regularly. Nobody talks about it. You've survived 3 so far. 3, your body's a wreck, scarred inside, damaged, but you're alive. That counts for something, right? You're aging out now. This is the new problem, the new horror. Men prefer younger girls, always. Newer faces, fresh arrivals, the 12-year-olds who just started, who haven't learned to hide their fear yet. You're getting fewer clients, less work. This should feel like relief, right? Fewer men, less trauma, less everything. It doesn't feel like relief? Not at all. Because fewer clients means less value to the temple. Less value means worse treatment, worse food, smaller portions, worse room, worse everything. Less protection from violent clients. Guards don't care anymore. You're not worth protecting. The temple hierarchy is brutal, vicious, Darwinian. New girls get everything. Better rooms, better food, actual beds. Guards actually protect them. They're valuable, important, worth keeping safe. Older girls? Nothing. You're on your own. Fend for yourself. Nobody cares if you get hurt. You're disposable, replaceable, used up. There's always another poor family with another daughter to dedicate. The supply never runs out. You're 25 now, old by temple standards, ancient, used up, worn out, worthless. The priests are talking about releasing you. You hear them discussing it. They don't bother lowering their voices anymore. You don't matter enough for discretion. That's what they call it. Release. Like you're a bird being set free, like this is good news. Like they're doing you a favor. You're not being freed, you're being thrown away, discarded. They're done with you. They'll give you a small amount of money, coins, maybe enough for a month if you're very careful. Then you're out, gone, no longer their problem, no family to go back to. They disowned you years ago. Temple prostitutes don't have families. You're dead to them. They probably had a funeral for you. No skills except the one skill nobody respects. Nothing marketable, nothing that translates to respectable work. No future, no plan, no safety net, no nothing. Most released temple prostitutes end up in regular brothels. Same work, different location, less security, no religious justification, no goddess, no sacred duty, no pretending it's anything other than what it is. Just survival. Raw, brutal, honest. The sacred becomes profane. But the suffering, the pain, the trauma stays exactly the same. Nothing changes except the branding. Some girls try to get married, try to find a man desperate enough or kind enough to overlook the past, to accept a former temple prostitute as a wife. It rarely works, almost never. You're impure, tainted, used, damaged goods. No respectable man wants you. The only men interested are the ones nobody else wants. Violent men, cruel men, men with problems. And that's its own nightmare. Different nightmare, same suffering. You're 30 now, been out of the temple for 5 years, 5 years of freedom, except it's not really freedom. You're working in a brothel, a regular one, no goddess involved, no priests, no temples, no sacred anything, just commerce. Same work you did in the temple, same men, same rooms, same acts, same everything, except now you're paying rent, buying your own food, paying for everything, getting harassed by clients who think they own you because they paid a few coins. At least in the temple there were rules, boundaries, guards who sometimes helped. Here, nothing. You're completely alone, completely unprotected. Your body hurts constantly, all the time, never stops. Years and years of abuse catching up, taking its toll. You've got scars everywhere, inside and out, Visible and invisible, physical and mental. You're 30, but you feel 60. Your body's giving up, shutting down. You can feel it. You think about your life sometimes, late at night when the brothel finally closes, when it's quiet, when you're alone with your thoughts, which is dangerous. What could it have been? If your family wasn't poor, if they hadn't had so many daughters, if you'd been born somewhere else, someone else, some other time. But you weren't. You were born here, born into this, born into a world that decided girls were offerings and suffering was sacred and bodies were commodities. You're 35 now. You're sick, really sick. Something you caught years ago that never went away, never got better. It's been eating you from the inside, growing, spreading. It's getting worse, fast. Your body's shutting down. You can feel it, dying slowly, painfully. You can't work anymore, can't perform, can't do anything. The brothel owner doesn't care about your excuses. Can't work, can't pay rent, out. You're out. On the street, literally. Begging, starving, dying slowly in public while people walk past, while they ignore you, while they pretend you don't exist. Nobody helps. Nobody cares. You're an ex-prostitute. Society doesn't care what happens to you. You already served your purpose. You were useful once, not anymore. You die at 36, on a street corner, alone, cold, forgotten, unwanted. Nobody claims your body. Why would they? You don't belong to anyone, never did, except the temple, and they threw you away years ago. Mass grave, unmarked, anonymous, gone. Your legacy? Nothing. Zero. No family, no children, no story anyone will tell, no memory anyone will keep, no mark on the world. Just another girl who was dedicated to the goddess and used up and thrown away when she stopped being profitable. You never got to choose any of this. Not once. Never got to be anything except what the temple made you, what men wanted you to be, what society allowed you to be. You never owned your own body. Not for one single day. 29 years of being told your suffering was sacred. 29 years of being worse than a slave, because at least slaves can complain without blasphemy charges. And speaking of people whose bodies belong to someone else, check out your life as a Roman gladiator. Those guys also had zero control, got used for profit, and died young with nothing. You were exploited for religion. They were exploited for entertainment. Different excuse. Same nightmare. Link in the description.